Today is a great chapter, really, really great chapter. So I'm excited to read it. The last thing we read was, let me see if I can find a picture. Oh, there's no picture. But Annie, Jaden, why do you have that? So Annie found this little gray bird and she said, hey, I think we should follow this. And Jack is like so annoyed with Annie. She's like, why isn't she listening today? She doesn't want to find the riddle. She just wants to do her own thing. But Jack decided to follow Annie, as always. So for chapter 7, we need to think about how Jack and Annie are feeling. And this is our reading strategy of character empathy. Remember that the word empathy is caring about other people's feelings, and this is very important. So as we are reading today, we need to think about how Jack is feeling. I think Jack's a little annoyed because Annie's not really listening. She's not being a good listener. And Annie is just excited and impulsive, meaning she wants to do things without thinking, where Jack wants to think, do the research, take notes before he does something. So we'll stop when we're reading to talk about their feelings. We got chapter 7. Hi there. The forest was cooler than the sunny plains. It was filled with shadows and bird calls. Where are you? Jack shouted. Here, said Annie. He found her in a thick glade. Bright rays streamed between the trees. So the sun is shining through the trees. Green leaves and vines swayed in the dappled light. The little gray bird sat in a tree, twittering at them. So the bird is still trying to talk to Jack and Annie. Now, I'm thinking Jack and Annie are a little confused because they don't know what the bird is trying to say. Yuck! What's that? Said Annie. She pointed at a round, brown thing hanging from a low branch. Bees buzzed around it. What is she pointing at? What is Annie pointing at? John Carlos? Unmute.
Beehive.
A beehive, and I'm so happy that your ears are listening.
Finally.
It is a beehive. There are bees buzzing around it. Now, do you think Jack and Annie should mess with this beehive? Should they touch it, play with it? What are you thinking right now? Jayla, what are you thinking? Because I see you shaking your head.
Because they shouldn't touch it because they will hurt the people, hurt the bees, so they can make their honey.
Yeah, they will. They'll interrupt the bee's home. And if I saw a huge beehive, I know that I would not touch it. Jaden, what are you thinking?
How about somebody eat the honey?
Oh yeah, people do take the beehive for honey, and I like the way you're thinking right now. Jayla has some thoughts to add on to Jaden.
And I also have honey.
Do you have honey?
For real.
Yeah, me too. I just brought a huge jug. It was on sale.
And I have so many.
All right, let's see what they're gonna do with this beehive, because I'm kind of nervous. If that's her nest, it's a pretty weird looking nest, said Annie. So Annie thinks the beehive is a nest. That's not a nest, said Jack. It's a beehive. Don't you see all the bees? Yikes, said Annie. She stepped back from the tree. But the little bird darted at the beehive and pecked at it. So let's think. How do you think Jack and Annie are feeling right now? They're following this bird. They see a beehive. They're saying, we cannot go near that beehive. But the bird that they're following just flies to the beehive. How do you think Jack and Annie are feeling? Giovanni?
Jack and Annie, they're scary of the bee, honey.
Scared of the beehive. I know I would be. Would you be scared of the beehive?
No.
No?
No, because I can hurt them with the water gun.
No.
You are so creative. I love it. Jaden,
Yes.
how do you think they're feeling?
Scared.
Scared? And do you want to go near the beehive?
No.
All right, let's see what they do. What is that bird doing? Said Annie. The bird kept on pecking at the hive. I don't know. Maybe she's as nuts as you are, said Jack. And that's not very nice to keep saying to his sister. Look her up in the book, said Annie. See if it says that she's nuts. Are you kidding, said Jack. That nutty bird isn't going to be in this book. Just look. So now Jack and Annie, they're not feeling very happy towards each other. How are they feeling about each other right now? I see Jayla giving me a thumbs down. Giovanni too. Jayla, what do you think they're feeling towards each other?
They're mad at each other.
They're mad at each other. They're not happy with each other right now because Annie is telling him to look up the bird and Jack is saying, no, that bird is just crazy. Are there any other thoughts about this bird that keeps pecking at the beehive? What are you thinking, Jayla?
Because the bird wants some honey, I think.
Maybe, I like that. All right, let's see. So Annie says, please just look in the book. So Jack opened his Africa book. He kept turning the pages. Just as he thought, there was no gray bird in the book. Forget it, he said. Keep looking, said Annie. Jack turned one more page, and there it was. A little gray bird, a beehive, and a tall, painted warrior with a spear. I don't believe this, said Jack. Then he read aloud. This bird is called a honey guide. It's both a friend and a helper to the Maasai people, an African tribe known for their fierce fighting skills and bravery. I remember learning about that kind of bird back when we were doing background building. Hi, honey guide, Annie called to the bird. I knew you were important. Jack kept reading. The honey guide leads a Maasai tribesperson to a beehive. The bird waits for him or her to scatter the bees to take the honey. Then the bird feasts on the honeycomb. That's cool, said Jack. They work together like the zebras and the wildebeest and the gazelles, just like they did to cross the river. They work together. Yeah, said Annie, and she wants us to be her helpers. We have to scatter the bees and leave her the honeycomb. Well, how do we do that? Said Jack. How do you think they should do it? Or if they should do it? They want to scatter the bees and leave her the honeycomb. What should they do? Jayla?
Leave it alone.
They should leave it alone. I know I would leave it alone. But do you think Annie is going to leave it alone?
No.
Annie cannot leave things alone. That's her. That's her character. That's how she is. So let's see. He looked back at the book. It didn't say how. Well, maybe we could wave those weeds at them. Look at She pointed to some bright green plants that looked like giant fans. Jack put his book and backpack down. He and Annie pulled up the weeds, they waved them near the tree, and the bees scattered. Next, Jack grabbed the tree branch and jiggled it. Uh-oh, the hive fell to the ground and broke open. Annie stooped and stuck her finger into the golden honeycomb. Yummy, she said when she tasted the honey. Try it. Jack stuck his finger in the honeycomb. He licked off the golden honey. It was the sweetest honey he had ever tasted. Now the honey guide can get to her honeycomb, said Annie. Yeah, but she better hurry before these bees come back, said Jack. It's weird, said Annie. Honey is so sweet and so good, but to get to it, you have to go past a lot of dangerous bees. Jayla, what are you thinking?
I think when the bees come home, they're gonna be so mad. They're just gonna go find out who broke it, and then they're gonna catch it.
Maybe. So Jayla's making an inference saying that when the bees come back, they're gonna come for Jack and Annie.
Yeah, when they're eating the honey, they're gonna be so mad.
Maybe they'll smell the honey on their finger. All right, let's see. Oh man, said Jack. That's it. That's what? Asked Annie. Jack said Morgan's riddle. I'm the color of gold and as sweet as can be. But beware of the danger that's all around me. What am I? I get it, Annie said. Honey. Honey, said Jack, nodding and smiling. That's it. We've answered the riddle. Let's go home. He stood up to leave, and then he gasped. Standing in the shadows was a tall man with a spear and a curved sword hanging from his belt. His face was painted in fierce, bright colors. Jack knew at once what he was, a Maasai warrior. Hi there, Annie said in a small voice. Oh my goodness. How are they feeling? How are Jack and Annie feeling right now? They're standing, they're looking up at this warrior who's got paint on his face. He has a sword at his hip. He is a Maasai warrior, an African warrior. How do you think Jack and Annie are feeling? Jayla?
A little scared.
A little scared, definitely. I see Kaylani with her hand up. Okay.
Strong.
Strong? Why are they feeling strong?
Why are they feeling strong?
Maybe because they just took down the beehive and they feel really strong. Could be that.
Or eat the beehive.
Not the whole beehive, silly girl. Just the honey.
Honey.
Jaden?
I think that with the bees come back, they're going to smell Jack and Annie like a dog.
Yeah. So you and Jayla have similar thoughts. That's cool. Giovanni?
Jack and Annie fighting?
You think they're going to fight the warrior? I don't think that's a good idea. He's like the king of warriors. They can't fight that. He made them. No. That's scary. All right, so we have they're feeling strong, they're feeling scared. We don't know if this warrior is scary, if he's going to help them. We don't know. Let's take a couple seconds to think about the main idea of the chapter. What was the most important thing that happened in the chapter? And that will end up being your message. So when you're ready to share your message, Alana.
Jack and Annie eat the honey.
Jack and Annie eat the honey. There you go.
And I also have a long question.
What's up?
Are you drinking coffee?
Yes, are you?
Yeah.
Show her your Minnie Mouse.
Mine says choose happy.
It says hug me.
Hug me.
Cute.
Okay, bye.
Bye, see you later. Giovanni.
Message is Jack and Annie try the bees home, then they like it.
Yeah, I like that. I love how you always get so excited to share your message that you have to stand up. So cute. All right, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Jaden, what are you writing today?
Jack and Annie saw the beehive.
Jack, and of all the great things that happened that you're going to write that they saw the beehive, what did they do to the beehive?
Honey?
What did
Yeah,
they?
that's what they did. Eat the honey. What?
You can write Jack and Annie opened the beehive and ate the honey.
Wait, that's 3 or 4.
Jack and Annie opened the beehive and ate the honey. That is 12, young man.
No!
Yes, you can do it.
Not doing that.
Yeah.
In school, his messages were like 20 lines long. And he would never finish, but it was there. The thought was there. Execution.
I never finished.
You can try your best.
I'm not writing.
Try your best. Love you, Jaden.
Bye.
Jayla.
They saw the riddle.
They saw the river.
Riddle.
The riddle.
The riddle. Yes, that's the main idea. That is the most important thing. The whole book, we've been waiting for them to find out the riddle, and they did. So you got it. You got the main idea message.
I got one more question.
Go ahead.
I love your earrings and that thing right there behind you.
Oh, thanks. Home Goods, I think. Yeah.
And I also have this design.
Oh, that's really cute. That would match my apartment. That's really cute.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Jayla. John Carlos.
Jack and Annie saw the bird pecking the beehive.
Yep. That bird is called the honey guide because he wants the beehive. You look so cozy. All right, John Carlos, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Kay.
Hi, Mommy.
How are you doing?
Good.
Are you being a good girl?
No.
Why you look at me? Answer her.
No.
What's going on?
I don't listen.
Why not?
Why not?
Because I said something.
Is it hard to do the right thing?
Yes.
Are you going to work on it?
Yes.
Well, I hope you have a better day with your mom today, okay?
Okay, Miss Marrero.
Be great.
Okay, Miss Marrero.
Okay, what are you going to write today, hon?
Miss Marrero.
Yes.
What are you gonna write?
I'm gonna write about Jack and Annie.
Speak up.
Jack and Annie.
Come on, hurry up.
Saw the beehive and then taste it.
There you go. Mom, you let me know if she's giving you trouble and I'll come by and we'll have a talk.
Anytime.
All right. Bye.
When's the last day of school?
June 26th.
Oh, God.
Yep, 3 more weeks.
Okay.
We can do it.
Bye, Miss Malilo. I can try my best.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.